By golly, it's the 23rd of December 2021, and Christmas is only round the corner. It's your Vobes dollop here. A little dollop of fun and thrills and spills as we lead up towards the wonderful world of Christmas. Yes. Hope you're all well. Now, I'm flying solo tonight. Oh, hang on. Zoop, there we go. That's much better. And I'm here with you with, I have one video in tonight's show that Bonnie sent in. Now, I'm rather disturbed by it because she filmed some lights going on in Brighton, which is all very nice and jolly and what have you. But there's music playing. Now, I'm rather suspicious of music playing that might be copyright. So I'm still in two minds whether to show it or to show it without the music, because Bonnie doesn't actually say anything in it. So it may be that I could play that and sing my own little ditty on the top of it, which will completely ruin the video and upset the world. But never mind, that could be the way it goes. Or I'll just show a small section of it, just in case we get a copyright strike. Because as you know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the only way that one can finance the show with managing to get these adverts out, so apologies for that. Anyway, hope you're all well. Yes, I'm rather tall in the frame, aren't I? Hang on, this chair is a little upsetting at the moment. It's lovely to see you. Thank you very much for joining us. We've had a very busy week, haven't we? Had the lovely Julia in, we've had Ricky in, we've had the lovely Julia in, that Richard Vobes character, keeps coming in. We can't get a shot of him, unfortunately. A lot of lovely people out there. Tim T is out there. John W is out there. Simon Powell is also out there. And Joanna Jones. It's lovely to see you all. Plus a whole host of other ones. How about the ferret song? Yeah, we could play the ferret song over the top. That would be very nice. I sat on a ferret the other day. Ralph Tomlin says, Merry Christmas, Richard, and everyone associated with the show, and all the contributors in this wonderful family. Have a happy and safe new year. And we will be doing the best we can. Ron and Elaine from Aldwick or Aldwych. What is it? I can't never remember whether it's Aldwick or Aldwych. Anyway, is it Aldwych? Anyway, they're down near Bognor. They said, can everybody today send in Christmas selfie of them? Send it to richard@vobes.com. So whatever you're doing, get your phone. Where's my phone? Over here. Click. Take a selfie of yourself with a Christmas hat on or a bit of Christmas cheer or something like that. Turn the phone on, Vobes. And then we can have a lovely Christmas. And we can share them. Your visage could be on the show tonight. Wouldn't that be lovely? I think that would be. And we'll see how many of those faces break the screens of our lovely viewers. I think that's only fair. 0793 474 6790 is the number to call. Just give it a second or two because the old phone is warming up. Rami Boo says, you started early tonight. And of course, as usual, I didn't get the notification again. Well, I know. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes I just like to get the thing going. I'm sitting here twiddling my thumbs and I think, there's half a dozen people there. I'm only rambling, same old rubbish. Everybody seems to hear it. So what the hell? I thought we'd just get cracking on with it. Mr. Bazaby says it doesn't matter, Vobesy. What doesn't matter? What doesn't matter? Nigel said, yeah. Doodle Sparkle Cleaning says, hello, Doodle Sparkle Cleaning. Lovely to see you. Anna Jones says, yes, show the vid with the sound down. There we go. I'll have to I've got to have something going over it. Otherwise it feels like dead air. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know whether you saw the video that I did today, in which I showed you the bit where I said, if you saw the video today, you'll have seen me start off fixing lights and things, and saying there was this thing called a postcode lottery, and you know, it's just an expression. I mentioned that on the show the other day. Turns out it's a real thing. However, this was a scam who had rung me because they hung up. Now, they rang me again. They rang me today. It was almost as if they had watched the thing. Anyway, they got in touch and they said, we're from the postcode lottery. Same people, same Indian voice. So I said, oh, yes. And they said, well, your postcode has won this wonderful gift. I said, oh, yes, that's nice. They said, what would you like? Would you want it put into your bank or your PayPal account? And I said, well, I'll have it in my bank, please. They said, no problem at all. Could you just give us your bank number? And I said, I don't know whether I want to do that. And they said, well, there's nothing wrong with that. I said, well, I don't know. I don't think it's a good idea. She said, oh, no. It's perfectly fine. You can do that because, let's face it, you could write a check and on the check will be your bank number. Anybody could see it. So it's perfectly safe to tell us and we'll put it in. We've done this for so many years and blah, blah, blah and all the rest. And I said, well, the thing is, you see, I work for Barclays Bank. And she said, "Oh, yeah, you work for Barclays Bank, do you?" I said, "Yes, I work for the fraud department. And what you're telling me is actually a load of porkies. This whole thing is you're trying to scam." She said, "Oh, we're not. Oh, we're definitely not. And I'll tell you why." And she went into this long business about why they weren't trying to scam me. So then I said, "Can I ask you a question?" She said, "You can ask me 10 questions if you like." I said, "I just want one." She said, "Look, you've rung me, you're about to put money into my account, and you're desperately trying to convince me that you're not. You're the one giving me money. It's not me begging you for money. You're the one desperately giving you to money, and I'm resisting. And I'm just resisting by not giving you a bank account. And yet you're going out of your way. You're over-protesting. The lady doth protest too much." I said, "Does that not come over as a little bit desperate on your account?" "We're not desperate. We're not desperate," she said. Anyway, she went on, and in the end, she started effing and blinding at me. She called me the C word, and she went on and on like this. She said, "No, we're a perfectly good company. You're the one who's being..." And she was abusing me like this, and I just said, "Well, that's not how the postcode lottery works, you know, love." And then she hung up, which was great. I think she didn't like the term love. I think that's what upset her more than it. I mean, she'd given me all the classic, 4-letter words of abuse, and I was this, and even my wife, she said. She didn't know anything about my wife, of course, because I haven't got one anymore. She said some nasty things about that. And I said, "Well, sorry, that's not how the postcode lottery works, love." Which upon she hung up. Yes, so, some people get a bit tetchy, don't they, on the phone? They get a bit tetchy if you call them love or dear or anything like that. I should have called her an old trollop, but she probably didn't understand it. Anyway, Audrey Forbes has said, "How could you win a prize when you don't pay a monthly subscription?" Well, exactly. I mean, I knew it was a fraud. The fact that they had rung back, they were so desperate to give me this money into my account, but they didn't know the account number. So it was hilarious, really. I wish I'd recorded it, but I didn't. I was in the middle of setting up to do a recording. Oh my, ladies and gentlemen, my, oh my, oh my, oh my. For the Christmas Day video on the Bald Explorer channel, I'm afraid I'm letting people down a bit. I went into the old Philip Mercer book for A Christmas Story for Christmas Day and wanted to read that nice thing by the Essie, and I tried to put it into layman's words and all of that, and oh gosh, I had a lot of trouble recording it, trying to get it so it flowed, trying to get it so that the story worked, trying to remember all the salient points. I was getting myself more and more flustered as more and more mistakes were being made as I did it several times and tried to get it. I was getting more tense and nervous, and then time was running out, and I'm sitting by the Essie, which is getting hotter and hotter. And I knew I had to go and cook my dinner and then come up here and do the show, and it was like, oh God, and time was, and I know I've got tomorrow, I could do it all over again, but I've got other things to do tomorrow, you see. I've got the gas man coming. Yes, I've got the gas man. The gas man is coming to deliver a Calagas not propane, a Calagas butane bottle for this. Come in. For the fire, because that's running low, and he apparently I can swap some of my old ones. In the old days, you had to pay a deposit on the bottle, but I don't think you have to do that anymore. Or maybe you just pay it within the fee and you don't know, and you can exchange the old one for some gas. Audrey Forbes says they pay any winnings directly into the account, do they? Yeah, into their account. I'm sure that's what happens. If you want to gain my attention, especially in the chat, do put at the Vobes Show in the chat first, and it'll come up in orange on my screen. Then I get to see it, you see. Otherwise, it sort of a lot of the chat disappears with a whole load of other people, which is a bit of a shame. Mr. Basilby says, "Love it, Vobesy." I'm so pleased. And Steve Baker says, "Well done, Richard." Andrew Norris says, "Sorry, we're all laymen then, Richard, rather than educated, sophisticated." So are we? So we are all laymen. Yes, of course we are. We're all laymen. None of us here are educated, sophisticated. None that I consider anyway. You did the right thing. I didn't give any detail. I never give anything away. "Watching from a hot bath with bubbles," says Sean James Cameron. Nice. And Trev's Travels says butane is at least twice the price of propane on the cut. Is it? Blimey. You don't want any of that. We've got a caller, ladies and gentlemen. So early in the show, it's so lovely to hear. Let's bing. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Richard. I just wanted to get into the Guinness Book of Records.
Oh, yes.
For being the fastest person to call you into the show.
Well, it's very, very good of you. You are very much part of the show now. Without an Alan Sandell moment, where would we be? We'd all be wearing shoes.
Yes, a virtual pot.
Absolutely, a virtual part. We want you strutting up and down, showing off your wonderful booty.
I have nothing to say.
Well, fair enough. Thanks for ringing in then. How the devil are you?
I might call you later.
Oh, what? But the thing is, what might you call me later? A lot of people call me all sorts of stuff, and most of it doesn't stick, luckily.
No, I don't know if you got my email earlier.
Oh, I did. Did I not reply to you?
Well, I might not have looked.
Oh, you might not have looked. Well, that's very...
I'm very bad at not looking at my email.
You said another good show tonight beats me why more people don't tune in live. Is it mostly single people like myself, I wonder? My wife...
Oh, you did read it. Yes.
Well, the thing is, you wrote half of this email in the subject line rather than actually in the body where you normally write. You just put it in the subject, which is normally, one sentence. And it got to about, my wife in America would have stomped out of the room, I'm sure. She got the idea that Brits hate Americans. Jeremy Clarkson told... And then it stops. Because it was all written in the subject line. I think you are going senile.
I am bloody going senile, absolutely.
I had somebody else who used to do that. He used to send me an email, I'd get like 2 sentences and have no idea what it was about because he'd written the body of the thing in the subject field, as they call it.
It's tragic, isn't it? Tragic. But you've got to stay happy. That's the point.
Absolutely. You do sound always.
Happily senile.
What?
Happily senile.
Happily senile. Well, of course. I mean, this is the great thing about dementia, isn't it? I mean, it's a cruel and nasty and grim way to go. But mostly, if you've got it, as indeed my dad had it, and he went in a very horrible way, he didn't really know much about it. It was everybody else who was panicking and worrying for him. I mean, I don't want to go that way. I would hate to go that way.
Yeah, my dad looked like something who had been dug out of a pit in Belsen when he went.
Yes, my dad was the same. I mean, you wouldn't, you would not recognise him from his former self. But I think that's the one that, as horrible as it is, and believe me, it is horrible, and if anybody who's witnessed, anybody who's gone through that, especially to the end, not that you come back from dementia or anything, it is the most grim and ghastly thing. But the one consolation I think you can take from it is that mostly they haven't a clue what's going on.
No, I don't think so.
And so it's like a baby. They revert to being a baby, which so life is bemusing. But anyway, let's not get into that because a lot of people will be very upset and find me very offensive, and I am very offensive. I like to be as offensive as possible. I do a bit of fencing in the evenings when I'm not doing the Vobes Show to be as offensive as possible.
Yeah, well, you were talking about finding a way to amalgamate.
Oh yes.
Your various brands.
Yes.
The Bald Explorer brand, which is very popular.
Thank you.
And your Vobes Show brand, which
very unpopular.
Yeah. Yes. That's a challenge to me because I'm a trained marketer.
Are you?
Oh yes.
So how would you go about it then? I mean, the concept was that I'm doing 2 different things, and there's one big audience, and then there's this piddly little audience of lovely people, lovely people, but not enough of them to make 2 shillings look shiny.
I mean, one thing you might do, now you're doing long videos.
Yes.
As opposed to more frequent short ones, is to stick an advert in the middle of your long videos.
God, wait, that goes
because
to the
we're
guts.
used to that. I mean, every time you turn on the TV,
yes,
half of it is a flipping advert.
Yes.
Same on social media, Facebook. It's unbelievable.
I tell you,
I just get used to it.
I know you do, but I wouldn't want to put it in the middle because when I watch a video and there's an advert in the middle, I turn it off. Because it breaks the spell.
You.
Well, I know it's just me, but it breaks. Yes, I realise that, but I feel that there's other people like me who do similar things. May not be as many, maybe very few, but I feel it breaks the spell. If there you are walking across this wonderful Sahara desert, and there in the distance is the mirage of possible water, and you're going, whoa, Walter. Now I'm Brian, mate. Walter's over there. That's Walter. All right, thanks. And just as you reach it, suddenly you get this down. Yeah, why don't you buy some of my lovely crumpet? It's delicious. We put knobs of butter on it, and you can have some margarine too. Get my lovely crumpet. Only $2.99 a heap. And you think,
and then you go to the ingredients, and it reads like a chemistry book.
yeah, exactly.
But that's another.
That is another
But
story.
no, I mean, we're not used to it now.
But yes, I know. But it's like I mean. So here's another thing, then, Mr. Marketing Man, clever man that you are. Every now and again, I get these emails. You know, you sort of got to a certain range, and I'm sure it's the same with Sean James Cameron, who's got more subscribers than I have. And you get to this certain point where people come approaching you and they go, "Oh, hello, I've noticed your YouTube channel. It's also nice, isn't it? I wonder if we could do a partnership in which you promote our products and we'll introduce you to other brands, and you can do it. And oh, here's an example." And then you look at the example they've sent you, and it's got absolutely nothing whatsoever to do with what you do. And it's like, oh, I see. No, that's no. So I just think, no, sod you. Bog off. I'm not interested. Thank you. Oh, you got a nice thing. And then you look at the email again, and of course they've not even bothered to find out your name. So it's like, hello, we like your YouTube channel. You're doing so well. It's really nice. Yeah, we think you could work together. And then you look in the small print. We take 99% of all your profit and everything that you do. Yeah, but you still get to do it. Yes, thank you. I don't want to do it that way. I'm quite happy to work at the coalface and earn my keep the hard way. And I will feel much better about myself as I starve in the... starve in a shriveled up ball at the edge of the house with no heating whatsoever.
Yes, well, I don't have the answer.
Well, you're no good. You're obviously an ex-marketing man who's in the old...
Ex.
Yes.
Very ex.
That's why you've been retired. That Alan Sandell, we've got to retire him, you know. He's no good. He comes out with the same old thing. What are you doing? I'm doing party political broadcast. Very nice, yes. Now, what would you like? Well, I'd like you to market it. Oh, yes, of course. Just stick an advert in the middle. Pardon?
He's a dinosaur.
Stick an advert. That's it. Stick an advert. You'll be marketed.
He's a dinosaur. He puts up bullet points at a meeting.
Yes.
And then he can't remember
what they
mean.
Yes. There you are, you see. And most of the bullet points are in the subject line of his email, of which you only get to 2 of them, and then you can't see the rest. It is not outrage. It's not outrage. Alan Sandell, you're good.
Cheers, mate.
You're always
man.
good value. We love it. Yes, doing my
Get
best.
on with it. Cheers, bye.
Bye. There we are, Alan Sandell from Surrey, somewhere in Surrey, and he's very sorry that he's there. You're watching the Vobes Show, which is well worth watching on a, what is it, Thursday night? Something like that. Those jingles seem longer and longer every time I play them, don't they? Anyway, it's time to have a look in the Advent calendar for the day, sent in by lovely Mark Burgess for the 23rd of December. Let's see what it is there. Here it is. Oh, there we are. Look, nicely in focus and everything. And it's a picture of a Christmas thing. Christmas is almost here. It says, "Oh, how they pound, raise the sound, over the hill and dale, telling their tale, Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer, for Christmas is here." Yes, Christmas is here. Well, it's almost here, isn't it? It's not quite here. A lot of people, like Mr. Suggett, poor old Mr. Suggett, you've got to feel sorry for Mr. Suggett. He's working on Christmas Eve. Are you working on Christmas Eve? Do you not give you Christmas Eve off? Mr. Suggett rang up to me and he said, "Richard, I'm in such a terrible state." I said, "Are you? Why, what's the matter, Richard?" "I've got to work Christmas Eve. I've got to work Christmas Eve. I've got to work Christmas Eve. I've got to fix all the refrigerators. I can't get down to my allotment 'cause I've got to work on Christmas Eve. And then I'm going to take Roxy out for a walk." And I thought, oh, it's a nice life, isn't it? Don't forget to check out the Veg Grower podcast. I believe that he's doing a live show on Christmas Day at 6 o'clock. Wait a minute, I'm doing a live show at 6 o'clock on Christmas... Oh, no, he's not doing it. I've just had news. He's cancelled it. Thank you very much. No, do check him out. He's a very nice chap. Now, there are a lot of comments coming in. Let's find out what's going on here. Mr. Basil B says, my wife does, but I hate it. We won't ask what that is. Sean O'Brien says, sexy time. Fair enough. I hate the ads in the middle of the videos, says Kate Baldwin. I absolutely agree with you. Will Martin says, adverts are annoying for no other reason nowadays. That's it. Mark Burgess says, put a Vobes trail at the end of your videos, maybe. A Vobes trail. Yes, that's a good idea. You come to the end of the Bald Explorer and then it's, hey, look at the Vobes Show. It's really exciting. It's me with my hands jiggling up and down like some demented fish, which is pretty much what the show is, isn't it? Rami Boo says, wish other video producers would gain that concept. Yeah, most of us would go out of business, of course. Trev Travels by Narrowboat says, midstream ads take 5 to 10 times more ads. Take at the nip cozy. What? Midstream ads make 5 to 10 times more than ads at the start. Is that true? But it's no good to me if people turn it off. Ray of Hope says, I agree on the adverts in the middle. I switch off immediately. I'm with you there. Simon says, trigger happy with remote will turn over when an advertise. Yes, that's very true. And Angela Skelton says, I switch off the adverts when they pop up. They're very annoying. So I personally think people stick with the productions that are easier to watch. You know, so if there's somebody who doesn't have very many adverts on, I think it just becomes easier to... So you might as well... There's such a plethora of stuff. And in the end, you realise half the time you're only watching stuff to kill the time in the day. Might as well kill yourself. No, I didn't say that. No, you're only trying, so you may as well watch the stuff which you don't have to sit through the sodding adverts. Sean James Cameron says, I've got a company wanting to give me torches. I just accepted them and don't show them on the video because I find in the day I'm going to open a flashlight business. Oh, I don't show them on video because because I film in the day. Yes, I film in the day, of course. That's right. There's be no point in saying, yes, here's a torch. It's great. I don't need to turn it on because it's daylight. Oh, yes, sorry, I didn't see the film. Quite right. Jim Mugford says, did not make a difference. The homes were 100 yards. I don't know what you're talking about. Station Master's Choice, at least for the moment. I don't have any adverts on my channel, but then I don't do it for the money. It's funny. Yes, I know. Well, it's good. It's good that you don't do it for the money. I would hate the competition. Kerry Baldwin says, targeting ads on Facebook annoys me at the moment. I get vegan food, hijabs, and pet food. I have no pets. I wear Western clothes, and I chomp on meat. Yeah, it shows how much. What's his name at? What's the bloke who started? It's funny. Well, we don't need to say his name anyway. The bloke who started. Not Bert Whedon, but the bloke who started Facebook, Zach Zipperberg. What was it? Zipperberg? Or Zuck Zipperberg? I can't remember his name. It doesn't really matter. Ray of Hope says, I bet you get hit by Vegemite. I hope not. Gary Loud says, I'm staying in an old haunted inn. Good for you. Let's hope you don't get spooked this evening. Connor McLeod says, adverts put me off YouTube videos. And Mr. Basilby says, I just love killing myself, which is marvellous. Killing myself as what is that one? Killing softly, killing the old thing, killing me, throttling the what's it when he goes, throttling and killing and making up. We asked for some selfies early on in the show. People like a shot have been in touch. Sean James Cameron has sent in a Christmas selfie. This is what we've been asking for. Here he is with a potted plant on his head. Very, very nice. I thought he was in his bath. He quickly nipped out the bath. Glad to see he's had a shave, which is very nice. Thank you very much, Sean. Very good. Who else did we get? Mark Burgess has got a selfie knot. This is a selfie knot, whatever a selfie knot is. Christmas. Look at that. Oh, Mark. I love the hairdo. And very nice yellow bucket next to you. Is that when you have the yellow bucket there when you're watching the show, just in case, you get the... Could happen. It happens to sailors at sea, don't you know? You might know. What else? We have other people sending in their selfies. Do send a selfie of yourself if you can. That would be fantastic. Anne Bolton says, Laura's selfie. This is Laura. Here we go with a lovely hat. Let's see if we can find the picture. Isn't that nice? Is that a little snowman, Laura? Is that a little snowman? Lovely to see you, Laura. Thank you very much. You're one of the biggest fans what we need to do is to send Laura something. We've got, I don't know whether you know whether we've got some of these. I must get some Vobes Show merch. I don't know what that means. Vobes Show merch. We've got some of these funny things. Not the coasters. They were made for us. You can't have those. But we've got some cards. We'll have to send you a card with the lovely Julia signed on. But we'll get some Vobes Show. I think in the new year we'll get some Vobes Show something or other. Seeing as this is the fastest growing web show in Worthing, probably. It may not be. I may have made that up. Probably made most of it up, to be honest with you. Anyway, thank you very much for that. Let's see. There's a few more coming in. Christmas selfie. Mark Burgess. Oh, hang on. I thought we had Mark Burgess. This is a second one with Mark Burgess. Had a haircut in this one. Very nice. And he's on the Dairy Mill, by the looks of things. That's very nice. The Dadbury Airy Mill. It's nice to have that Dadbury Airy Mill. Very good. And please send them all in. One more, shall we do? Joanna Jones, Christmas selfie. Here she is, Joanna Jones. Looking lovely, I have to say, Joanna Jones. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? And I like the tree behind you. Thank you so much. How marvellous. And are those little horns on your head or behind you? Can't quite... Oh, we have a phone call. Let's find out who that is. Take the old hat off there. Hello, caller. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Vobes. It's Ed Loud.
Hello, Ed Loud! My goodness, as I live and breathe. How the devil are you, Eddie boy?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm Gary Loud in the chat, by the way. I'm using my late father's account.
Oh, very good. Nice to see him.
Yeah, I'll be back as Ed Loud very shortly. But hello, everyone.
Hello. So what have you been up to? What have you been doing?
Oh, so many tedious little jobs and... Always busy, so I don't get to catch everybody live anymore, which is very annoying.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I'm currently in the Mermaid Inn, where you once did some filming about smugglers.
Oh, you're in the... Are you the one I read out saying that you're staying in a haunted house, in a haunted inn? Yes, I read that out without thinking.
Yeah, I've got the old... the fire exit is one of the old smugglers' escape routes. So I thought that was quite quaint.
Oh, I did a bit of videoing in what I can't remember. The smugglers of the Romney Marshes.
Indeed, yes, I remember that. And you drank the 90% proof brandy, didn't you? And
you did indeed.
You had a heart attack.
Yeah, that was very strong. But it was.
You and Nigel still got that bag of tea?
No, we've smoked it now. There's not much of it left, to be honest with you. We get into an airing cupboard when there's nobody about, and we have a good, roll up some newspaper, shove some of that old tea in there, along with the bags as well, and we puff away. Oh, it's very nice. You can't beat that. Well, you can.
Well, I'm just glad to make it on time here for a change.
Yes.
It's not the same when you watch live. It's a completely different thing to watching a couple of hours later.
I absolutely, yes, of course, and you can interact, and people interact with you, and all of that. Yeah. So are you on your phone or are you on some computer at the Mermaid Inn in Rye?
I'm on my dad's old phone to watch the show, and I'm on my phone to call you.
Oh, that's nice. And what's the bed like?
I'm on a bed.
What is the bed like? Is it a four-poster?
No. I've got two beds in this room. I've got one big double, and then for some unknown reason, a spare single as well. So,
what you got to do?
Bed. It's nice and comfy, and you can hear it squeaking as I move.
So, are you dressed?
Oh goodness, yeah, I'm dressed.
Marvellous. So what we want you to do
Alex
then? Hang on.
I couldn't appear undressed in front of Alex. You'd have a heart attack.
Yes, of course, I can understand that. But what we want you to do is to nip outside where the Mermaid Inn signage is, take a selfie, Christmas selfie, send it in, richard@vobes.com.
Okay, Vobes, I'll get on that right away.
That would be great, and then we can show it on the show.
Yes, sir.
That would be lovely. How exciting is it? There you are. And are you before you do that, have you any trepidation about spending the night in a haunted inn?
No.
Where the Hawkhurst gang used to meet and get their...
I've grown up with it, so I'm used to it.
Oh, of course you are.
Of course.
You wouldn't know...
I used to look out the window and see Dr. Sin running past.
Oh, it's Dr. Sin! Dr. Sin here! The scarecrows will be coming out tonight, you know. Dr. Sin.
Alex, say hello to the funny man. Hello.
Hello, Alex. How are you? This is the funny man here. He's funny only because the doctors have certified me.
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, great. So, have you stayed in a haunted inn before?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of. It's a lovely inn, isn't it? Beautiful, oldie-woldy, timber-framed inn there in a cobbled street of Rye.
Yeah, very nice.
Very nice. Is it the oldest place you've stayed in, do you think?
Most likely. I
Yeah,
think so.
it's very lovely. I'm very envious, actually, because I can't think of anything nicer than cuddling up to Ed Loud in a nice four-poster bed in the timber-framed thing with all the ghosts all around.
I'll just kick Alex out. You're welcome, Vobes.
Oh, right. It's a bit of a trek, though, at the moment, and I'm in the middle of a live show. But otherwise, you know me, I jump at the chance.
Okay, I better go take that picture.
Yes, look after yourself.
Everyone who's celebrating, have a great Christmas.
Thank you very much. Lovely to hear from you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. There we go. Ed Loud in the Mermaid Inn. We will have a picture sent in to richard@vobes.com very soon. The lovely Julia, never wanting to miss out, said, oh, look at the lovely Julia. How about that? Glamour on a screen. On a screen near you. Look at that. She looks lovely. Of course, she looks much lovelier in real life, as I have seen, and indeed you have. But doesn't that lovely? And I love the hat. Lovely, 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 lovely. Thank you very much, lovely Julia, for sending that in. How brilliant. Lots of more comments. We'll come back to your comments in a minute because I've got some Christmas cards to have a look at and a strange one. Let's have a look at those. Yes, it's Christmas time, and the Christmas cards are coming in thick and fast. I think this must be the busiest Christmas sack that I've had, if I'm allowed to say that. This is a lovely Christmas one from... now, sometimes I can't always read this. It's the handwriting and what have you. Where did this come from? I can't remember now. I've got the envelope, I think, with the address on it. It's from Gary and somebody and Stevenson. Is that right? Sometimes I can't read the handwriting because I'm a bit thick. And it says, Dear Richard, I'm hoping you'll get this. I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas and hopefully a better year. COVID-19 has changed the lifestyles of many of us, but we've managed to work around it. Thank you very much for taking me on the walks with you. Always enjoy them so much and leaving the history around you, etc., etc., etc. Love the show. Please, will you share this with Julia? Perhaps she can read it to you, because I struggle. Yes, of course. Brilliant. Look at that. Fantastic. Thank you very much for that. That's very kind. Another one here. It says Christmas and a Happy New Year. Show you, of course. They're all... Look at that. It's beautiful, isn't it? Beautiful. That's a painting, apparently snow scene, original painting by somebody or other. Number 628. To Richard and Julia, thank you for what you do. Best wishes, Ruth. It's our pleasure. Our pleasure. And there's an email address on the inside. So we shove that up. That you can't see it actually, but it's just down there. And put them on the thing. This is a lovely one. Look at that. I don't know. I think, where is that? Is that Gloucester, is it? Winchester. That's Winchester Cathedral. Very lovely. Winchester Cathedral. Yeah, Gloucester is much bigger than that, or slightly different. Anyway, to Mr. Vobes with best wishes for 2022 from Mark, Sarah and Thomas, and they're down at Cinderford. Thank you very much, Mark Garner. That is from. Look at that, lovely. And finally, on this little section here, this very special, this is from Ernie, and this is Ernie's abode in the snow. It's rather glamorous, isn't it? It's an old Victorian school, and as you know, I've been there and made a video, and I'm hoping to go back again. Anyway, he says in here, Hi Richard, wishing you festive frolics and a prosperous new year. Best wishes from Ernie. This is a special card, he said, because we only give these to people who've actually been to his house. And I think that's a very good idea, because that way you reduce the number of people that you send cards to. Now, before we leave that, I got one of these in the post. I don't want to put it up on the screen too much because it's got my address on it. Not that really matters. There we are, look, see? And it's got a reference number. I shouldn't have shown you that, really, should I? Well, it doesn't matter, because I'll tell you why. It says, sorry, there's a fee to pay on this before we can deliver it to you. So I don't really understand this. So this came from the postman, came in. They obviously wanted to post something, but there's a £20 fee on something. I have no idea what it is. Tax, I think. Now, I don't know what to do. It's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? Because you go, oh, shall I pay 20 quid and then what arrives is a pile of old rubbish that someone sent you that you've not asked for? Or do you just not do anything and see what happens? So I don't know what to do. Unless somebody can actually tell me what it is and where it's come from, I'm inclined to, I don't know, because I've absolutely no idea what it is. So maybe somebody can advise me on that. That would be lovely. What do you do when you've got one of these? I haven't bought anything from overseas in which there's an overseas tax on for 20 quid. So I do need to know what that might be. Otherwise, I'm just going to sort of let it go. But do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. You do know what I mean. Good. I'm very pleased about that. Thank you very much for all the lovely Christmas cards. It's absolutely fantastic. We have got this these Bonnie's lights. I don't know if I haven't seen Bonnie out there. If she's out there, she's been very quiet. Let's see. Camera broken, says Simon. What do you mean the camera's broken? Are we not? Let's have a look. We're still going. Sean, Vobes Show, you should try and read out the cards which have money in them. Oh, yes. Well, some of them did have money in them, but I don't like to say how much people send in because some people put a fiver in, some people put a tenner in, some people put 552,000 in. I mean, that's a big envelope, I admit. Winchester Cathedral, ooh, do, die, ooh, do, says Station Master's Choice. Forest of Dean, says Will Martin, apropos of. And Ramibu says, I'm hoping my cards will make it in time, but I've got things mailed out so late, I'm not going to hold my breath. Right. And Julia says, you made it for me. Ron Langley says, Richard, you're getting more Christmas cards this year because you're more popular than last year. Yes, that's because I've had a jolly good moan about life, the universe and everything, probably. Lennart Forsberg says, how common is it to have a white Christmas in the UK? Well, I suppose it depends where in the UK you are. Down here on the south, very, very unlikely. I think we've got gales and rain coming this Christmas down here on the south. Conor McLeod says, a postal order. Elaine says, it's a scam, Richard. Well, I get so many scams. I get those scams on my phone. Do you know those scams on the phone that say, you've got to go to this and you pay this? Absolutely. That's why I'm not really that bothered about doing it. Although, I would have thought the Royal Mail, because it came in the post, would have weeded it out. But you could, it's got Worthing Delivery Office, I know where that is, so I could actually go to the delivery office and say, look, I've got this, what do you think? What's in it? Would they open it? I don't know. Andrew was talking. Will Martin says, when did it last snow in England? It probably snowed last year, or even earlier this year, in some places, on the peaks, not the Peak District necessarily, although probably in the Peak District, but on the mountains and things, up there in Snowdonia or somewhere like that. That's not England, of course. The video stopped, says Kerry Baldwin. Has it? My video still well, the feedback I've got is the video is still going. Can you still see me, everybody? Are you seeing me? Let me know. Or has it gone? Meanwhile, whilst that's happening, let's go back and see if the selfies are coming in. So we've got a few more selfies coming in here. Still working for the lovely Julia, I'm very pleased. Had a little snow here in Crowborough a few weeks ago, says Tim T, which is nice, still working. Thank you very much. I think it's me. You're back on. Marvellous. Very pleased about that. Michael White has sent in a very lovely, it's very spiffing, I have to say. Michael White, here we are, Christmas selfie. How about that? Superb. There we go. Very smart. I like the moustache. Very RAF. I say, old chap. Oh, hello. Didn't mean to set that one off again. Thank you very much. That's marvellous. Isn't it nice to share these lovely pictures? I know that the police would be very pleased to see all these pictures, by the way. And Bolton says Laura was with a Christmas gnome. It was a Christmas gnome, the white thing. A gonk, apparently. She's 9 and a big fan of you and the lovely Julia. Laura, we're going to get some Vobes Show merchandise out sometime next year. I need to talk to Julia and we'll come up with a plan. And we'll get something and then we'll send it over to you, which will be good. Raymond Laws has come up with a lovely picture. Here he is. This is Raymond and his friend. you have to work out which one is which. One has got a Christmas theme on, and the other's got a funny beard. So that was that. Thank you very much, Raymond, for that. Still waiting for, of course, good old Ed Loud down there. It may be tricky sending it by post. He's probably sending it with a penny black on it. Julia says we did fix the issue for. Did we fix the issue for Sean Buttimer? Not quite sure. Is he not there? I thought we'd see. I can't. I thought we had, but I can't remember. Mark Burgess says absolute shower. I says absolute shower. Station Master's Choice says if it's come from abroad, there should be a customs label that tells what's in the parcel. Ah, yes. Well, it doesn't actually say. It's just got this reference number, a sticker, and it just says there is a customs charge. It's got a barcode. It's got all that. Date book, 21st. Royal Mail. I mean, you just get a little bit... I get very nervous these days with anything that's sent in that I know I haven't. But I'm sure people are brought in or taken in by all sorts of scams. Kerry Baldwin has sent in a lovely selfie. Here we are. Lovely, lovely, beautiful here. Stand by. Bing! There she is. How are you, Kerry? Looking very gorgeous there. Like the picture on the wall. So good, we only get to see a corner of it because we do not want to divert our attention in any shape or form from the lovely Kerry. Thank you very much, Kerry. That's very kind of you. She says, I've sent a photo, but it's not Christmas at all. We've just seen it. We just see it. That just shows you there's a slight delay between the ethereal world of Richard Vobes and the real world of you guys, which is, a bit daft. How are we doing out there? Thanks, Joanna. Thanks, Julia. Snowed only a few weeks ago. Maidenhill Motorsport. I hope that didn't stop the motorsports from going on. And Guy GFM says, yep, it's import duty. Is that what it is? But I don't know what it is. I mean, what do? It's a risk, isn't it? 20 quid for something well-meaning, but a pile of old junk. There again, it might be the one thing that takes this show to the next century. Or the next year, anyway. Lovely Julia says, the lovely face of Kerry, indeed. And Mark Burgess says, anyone outside the UK sent Richard something customs will hold back, will they? Until what? Will they send it back to the person? Or will they just say, Richard doesn't... presumably, I'll get an email from somebody at some point who will say, I tried to send you this, but it's nice, but isn't it a bit of a liberty when you get charged? 20 quid, mate. I didn't order it. It's 20 quid. Anyway, there we go. It's nice putting the face to profile, says Doodle Sparkle Cleaning. Yes, anybody else want to send in a nice Christmas selfie? It would be lovely to see you. Sean James Cameron says, if you go to the post office, they can show you the parcel before handing over any money. It could be the lights that the company promised you before. Yes, it'd be a shame that I've got to pay the 20 quid for it. Anyway, I've got the lights now. So we'll see what happens. What else? So right, let's have a look at Bonnie's video. Bonnie's not there, but let's have a look at it anyway. And I will have to keep the audio down, unfortunately, because I have a fear that that what is playing in the background is probably copyright music. So let's go in. And I'm playing it, but it's not going out. Well, that's very odd, isn't it? Wonder why that is. Hang on, Christmas Gremlin. Oh, Christmas greeting. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. I have a slight. I can't even play it. I can do it a different way. Don't panic. There's always another way in this world. Just got to find where I put it. Downloads folder. Here we go. Try it. No, not in there. No. We'll try it. We'll try it this way. See if it works. Here we go. Just going to turn the volume down because it's only the ambient atmosphere of it, and hopefully you can still hear me. Which is rather good. And I think if I do this, I think I can put some background music on, which will be quite nice. Oh, that was very short, wasn't it? Maybe there's a slightly longer version of that. Marvellous stuff. There we go. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Wasn't that was lovely. Thanks very much. And the music there, especially written incredibly fast by the lovely Andrew Norris. What a talented man. He actually did that live. He was playing that live from Croatia. It came down the other line, through the thing, out the mixer, through the reverb unit, into the Qualms Quadley Kimbaba, which is an unusual thing that uses valves upside down in a sort of transcendentary fashion, and then output into the screen so that you saw it there. And don't ask me to repeat that because I just happened to get that on a speech bubble that floated above my head for no reason whatsoever. Oh, I think it may be time to put the comedy hat back on. Earlier in the show, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Bonnie. I know she's not there, but never mind. Earlier in the show, ladies and gentlemen, we asked good old Ed Loud, who called in, which was very kind of him, to nip outside of the Mermaid Inn in Rye in East Sussex and take some selfie pictures. Well, a selfie picture. He did more than that. He took several for us. So let's have a look at those. Here he is, the lovely Ed, looking absolutely smart and tremendous. And I think that was Alex with him. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? What a beautiful timber-framed roof that is. And that must be the gorgeous room that you're in. We can't see the old bed, but you know, we don't worry about that. And here he is, looking absolutely dapper by the sign, The Mermaid, built in pre-1420. Isn't that nice? That is fantastic. Thank you so much for sending those in. And there is the old sign, Mermaid Inn, lit up there by some of the old street lights, where the little ladies, the old street workers themselves, Horace and Gladys, are working at 97 now, but still going strong. And finally, there's Alex. Merry Christmas, with her lovely T-shirt on outside. And there is that. What is that tree? Is that a little? What is the stuff that they often put outside? I'm trying to think of the stuff that grows on buildings. Oh, I used to know what it was called, but I can't think what it is. Anyway, it's a lovely tree. And the Hawkhurst gang, the old dreaded Hawkhurst gang from the mid-1700s, used to meet there when they were planning their smuggling. So that's marvellous? Oh, look, there we are. That video is still going. We can turn that off now. Brilliant. Thank you so much. Wisteria. That was the word I was looking for. Wisteria. No need to get hysterical when you've got wisteria. Lynn B has sent a picture. They've got a picture. I think that's Lynn and Richard. And, I've forgotten the name. Is it Kai? Is the Kai the dog? I'm using my brain here. Here we go. Watching the Vobes Show at home. And I love the fact that the dog has got the same hat on, looking absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. And what a lovely little sparkly tree in the background there. It's beautiful. Beautiful. You're so kind, by the way. Thank you so much for participating in this madness that we call the Vobes Show. It's very, very nice of you. Mr. Basil B says it's nice, Audrey Form. Hamilton says it's wisteria. Station Master Choice says he thinks it's wisteria. Raymond Boo, wisteria. Sean James, yes, wisteria. John W, wisteria. And Anna Jones says lovely pitch. Ed, see, isn't this a great thing about the instant communication of live stuff in which you can take part and be part of the show? Conor McLeod says it's very nice. Edward Moulding seems a bit too convenient. Price of £20. What was £20 to staying at the inn? Can't be £20. Michael White wonders if it was the posterior growing up there. Could have been. Joanna Jones, lovely photo. Station Master's Choice. The Hawkhurst gang were spread far and wide all over East Sussex and parts of Kent, and they were very violent. It's very true. There's a terrible story in which through Lady Holt Park, in which Gallet and Chater were on their way to see the judge, or the what do you used to call a judge now? Anyway, the judge will do for the moment. I can't remember what it was called. And the Hawkhurst gang, the West Sussex sort of part of the Hawkhurst gang, had blagged a whole load of tea from Poole, and Chater had given it about and was about to give the game away, really, and they didn't like that, so they chased him up, and there was a terrible ha-hoo about it, and both of them were killed. One was buried in a shallow grave, I think that was Galley, and the other one, Chater, was thrown down a well. And I actually found the very well that they were thrown down once. I nearly fell down it myself. in Lady Holt Park, which is actually the next stage of the Sussex Border Walk, which I've been dying to get to, but I managed to get my health back together again and I haven't died. So that's good. Michael White says, let's have a photo of Audrey with her butler. Ah, yes, get the old butler to do the selfie. That would be good. Yes, Kai, there we go. Look at that. My memory. Thanks, Lynn B. Ed Loud says, our bathroom has a smuggler's secret passage in it, which is now the fire exit. I think that's lovely, isn't it? As long as nobody sneaks up that exit going the wrong way whilst you're having a bath. Anna Jones says, could the parcel be from New Zealand? I think somebody else, I didn't read it out. Could it be from my daughter? I don't think my daughter sent me anything for that very reason. Conor McLeod says, Peter Cushing made a film about them, about the Hawkhurst gang. And Station Master's Choice says, Stanton Collins of Alfriston had Hawkhurst gang connections, did he? I've had, I think it was James Burke. He had connections, didn't he? Something like that. And Will Martin says, the most haunted place I've been is the Feathers Pub in Ludlow. Yes, I've passed the Feathers Pub in Ludlow. Beautiful timber frame building with white infill. Very, very lovely. I've never been in it, though I've passed it many times when I've been to Ludlow, when I used to see the lovely Harriet back in the days. Yes, it's a very famous pub, of course. The Feathers. Fab Photos, says Julia. And Connor says, didn't they dress up as skeletons on horses, Bernie? I think something like that could have happened for the film. I'm sure they didn't do that in real life. We've got more selfies and things to come in, which is lovely. Thank you very much. Stephen Agger says, this is my mother having a great time last year. Let's have a look at Stephen Agger's mother. Here she is, having a great time. Ah, she's smiling away with all that lovely Christmas cheer. And Father Christmas on her chest there, looking very happy. And why not? Fantastic. Thank you so much, Stephen. That's very kind. Let's have a look, see who else has sent in pictures. Hang on, coming back here. This is Kai. He says, here's a selfie of someone here. Let's have a look, see who the hell this is. This is a disreputable sort of person, I think, which is nice. Nice to see the comments on the screen. How lovely is that? But I would avoid watching him at all costs. I think he's a troublemaker and it'll get you into difficulty. Lisa Fishburne, selfies. This is otherwise known as Guy FM and Grey Feather. Let's have a look at you guys. Ah, it's so nice to see you, by the way, all you lovely people. Hang on, just trying to find the button. There it is. Look at you guys. Ah, there we are. What a lovely couple you make. And there's a gentleman who goes to the same barbers as me, and also, by the seams of things, the same spectacle seller. Yes, so if ever I sort of need a day off, I know where to go and say, oi, excuse me, any chance you could just do one of my videos or fill in on the Vobes Show? That would be fantastic. That would be marvellous. Nice to have a lookalike out there in the great... I mean, obviously, with the beard. It makes all the difference. Trev's Travel says, I need the phone in the window at the moment. Oh, yes. Well, fair enough. Martin says, Happy Christmas. He says, Dear Richard, the cost will be to do with Brexit for anything from the EU countries. Oh, dear. The cost is something to do with how much it's worth and where it was made. My sister... This is talking about this dodgy old parcel thing. My sister in France was charged for clothing bought from an English company. She wouldn't pay it in the end, and the company paid it before it was delivered. Well, maybe I'll just hang on and wait and see. I mean, for all I know, it's a ticking bomb, and if I wait long enough, the bomb will go off in the delivery centre. He says, have you watched Box of Delights, A Lovely Christmas Story? Oh, is that an old film, is it? Box of Delights, is it? I shall look forward to that. They've also sent in a picture of their Christmas tree, which is very lovely. Look at that. And there in the background, the television with some reprobate doing his thing. Reprobate, it might even be. I think that might be what it is. The old Vobie mucking it up. More of these have come in, which is fantastic. We have Andrew Norris with Zorro Illuminate. Oh, it's a movie. Ah, right. Hang on a minute. Let's just somehow download. Wait. Not so easy to quickly show a movie, you see. Save file. It's got to come in. Hang on, it's come in. Open the movie. Right, hang on. I've got to go to the... Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. It's a bit of a faff when... and I'm not trying to distract you from sending them. Go open, show in folder. Yeah, there's the folder. If I bring it in there, does it show? It does, but hang on a minute. It does, but can I pause it? Yeah, I can pause it a moment. It's just that it's in 1080 rather than 720, so I've just had to... There we are, that'll do, just to show. This is Zorro, Illuminate. Where's he gone? There he is. Look at that. Zorro illuminated, yes. 250,000 volts. If the dog does anything naughty, he is toast, literally toast, which is nice. Thanks for that. Sorry about the effort in getting it back onto the screen. The Veg Grower podcast, not to be outdone, has got Roxy to show us what Roxy, his new dog, the Veg Grower podcast's lovely new sidekick. Here he is. He, she, what is it a he or a she, Roxy? With a name like Roxy, it could be either, couldn't it? Lovely. Looks very tired. It's like, I'm tired of this show. Please make it go away. I want something more fun. I want Mr. Suggett in his podding shed is what I want. Don't worry, you'll get him very soon. Very much enjoying all of this. Kion says, on my projector selfie, Kai, another... Oh, here we go. This is being projected, a Christmas show, a man... being projected on with the Vobes Show. That's Kai. Thank you very much. I like the way that it's given you the on air over your face. It looks like you've got an amazing tattoo. That's incredible, isn't it? Ed Loud says MI5 are now watching. Yes, I bet they are. They now know all about me and everything. What else have we got? Sean James Cameron says for the Christmas Day show, we could show our turkey giblets. I think we might leave the turkey giblets. Nice idea. I'm certainly not knocking it, but we might leave that to one side. Connor McLeod has sent in a Christmas selfie, which is lovely. Here we are. Connor McLeod, here he is, with his lovely glasses. They're very nice, very smart. Bit of face visage on there, Connor. Delightful. I love this. I love the fact that people can send in their pictures just so quickly, and we can bring them on air like that. It's a great thing. Ron Langley says, "Here's his selfie." Sorry, Ron, to get Ron to take so long. Sorry, Ron, to take so long. Anyway, you know what I mean. Here he is. Ah, there we are. Another man with a nice bit of visage on the old face, bit of face fur, and all of that, looking very dapper. Thank you very much. Been in your house and sat on your sofa. And so is the lovely Julia. We loved every moment of it, which is very good. Go back and see what else has happened, if anything. I think that might be all of the ones for now. It's a she. Roxy is a she. Thank you very much, Veg Grower Podcast. That's very kind. Cute Dog says Michael White. Will Martin says Box of Delights is a children's programme from the 1980s. I vaguely remember it. Do you know, I ought to remember that, but... I kind of was moved away from children's program. In the 80s, I was working, in the early 80s anyway, I was working at a print company and then a sound studio, and then I was unemployed and I was working for myself, and I was teaching mime at a girls' school at St. Michael's, which is now Burton Park. And so during that period... so I wasn't really watching a lot of children's television, a sort of gap until my kids were young in the early 90s. And then I was, again, back on with the children's television, and they had things like Biker Mice from Mars, which was a bit of a nightmare. We're coming up to 9 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. As you know, I'm only doing an hour, but I will be back again tomorrow on the Christmas Eve show. Now, I should just point out the Christmas show will be on the Bald Explorer YouTube channel. That's not this channel, but it's the sister channel, or the brother channel, maybe, of this, and it will probably be more of a chat than a show. I'm not quite sure, because there will be a bunch of people there who will certainly not be used to this kind of thing, as far as I'm aware. So it may be, I may do it from here, I may do it from downstairs in my front room by the fire, and it may be just a nice gentle chat. I haven't really worked out, I haven't got any ideas, to be honest with you. I'll be completely honest. I do most of the stuff that I do is just off the cuff. I seem to work better. If I plan something like I did today with this Philip Mercer thing, and I plan to make it all look good and what have you, it all goes wrong. But if I do something just, I'm going to do this, I'll try this and what have you, it seems to work so much better. Rami Boo says that I like coal and marmalade. So sad that Cole died. Oh, what was that then? Sorry, when you said coal and marmalade, I thought that was something you spread on toast. I guess that must have been a children's television thing. So that's good. And Andrew Norris is off. Is it nice to see you, Andrew? Look after yourself. Elaine says, don't forget to look in your box, Richard. Oh, I will. I'll have a look, see if there's something in my box. Will Martin says, I'm 44, but don't look it. Good for you. You mean you look 45 and over? Well, that's a shame. That is a shame. Sean James Cameron says, you could roast your chestnuts on an open fire. Yes, I certainly could roast them. I do roast them most nights if I inadvertently lock the SE door in too swiftly. If I shut it too swiftly, my chestnuts do get somewhat roasted. Michael White says, I'm 21 in my dreams. I don't blame you. And age, says Joanna Jones, is just a number. Yes, it's just a number. I think we've done all that. Christmas lights, Christmas selfies, we've done all that. Now, just a tiny little thing is do you remember I did, I don't know whether you remember this, I went to Harrison Rocks with young Dan Osborne. He's a YouTuber, he's got his own YouTube channel, which for the life of me, I can't remember what it's called at the moment. What is Dan's YouTube channel called? Lovely bloke, another explorer chap. Anyway, I'll remind you again, but we've been in touch and he's coming down to do the show. He's going to be on the show. We went round Harrison Rocks, which is near Tunbridge, or not Tunbridge, near Groombridge, near Groombridge. And we did that on a Bold Explorer video. Very vivacious chap, lovely chap. And he said he'd like to come and do the show. So it's great. I'd like to get more guests to do the show. So I think he's coming on the 11th of January. So a bit of time to go. So very much looking forward to that. Nigel Sadler is out there with his Bald Explorer sweatshirt on. It's fantastic. Look at that. There we are. Big thumbs up. And he's saying, of course, don't forget to give us a like on the show if you've enjoyed it, or any of the shows that you have seen. It would be fantastic. Joanna Jones says, I will phone in soon. We want you to phone in, Joanna Jones. Absolutely. We love it, especially when lovely ladies ring in. I mean, it don't have to be lovely ladies. I'm sure you're all lovely, of course. But it's just nice to have a variety instead of just all male voice. You know what I mean? I do. Anyway, Stephen Agger says, I'm 21 times 2, and it's been a great show. Dan says, Dan seems such a lovely guy, says Joanna. He is a lovely guy. We got on like a house on fire. Generally, I get on well with all the people I work with. I can't think, really, of anybody I've sort of worked with that I haven't got on with. So the more the merrier, really. Anyway, back again tomorrow. Thank you so much for everybody. Thanks to Julia and Judith, who's been monitoring throughout the show. Thanks for Alan Sandell and Ed Loud for ringing in. Lovely. And thanks, Ed, for sending those pictures in during the show. That was absolutely splendid. I love that sort of sense of the liveness of the show. That's what it should be about. Thank you to everybody who sent pictures in. You're all stars, and it's fantastic. That file will be handed over now to the police, and you will expect a knock on the door on the night of the 24th, just before, you'll be pinged by the NHS special pinging thing, and you'll have to self-isolate for the whole of Christmas with lots of brandy, lots of cake, lots of mince pies, and your immediate family and friends. And you won't have to go back to work, and you've got to just watch as many Vobes shows as you can, a few Bald Explorers and any other YouTube people that you enjoy, and have a good time. That's basically what will happen. So there you go. Anyway, take care. Thanks so much, everybody. Really nice to see you. And I will catch up with you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Until then, ta-ta.